Hello, friends. How are you doing today? How is your family? How was the crop this year? I would like to tell you about the amazing Adarsh Bagicha way of cultivating my land for generations to come. You and I know that most farmers in our area are struggling. Most of us have small amounts of land, and that too only gets one crop because they depend on the single monsoon rains. Many farmers do not have enough to feed their families and spend many months away from home doing labor work in faraway places. Others buy expensive chemical fertilizers and pesticides but get little return because they have invested so much money, but after months of hard work, the crops selling prices are so low. Still, other farmers put their fields under eucalyptus trees and hope to get cash after 4 years. But what do they eat in the meantime? They also migrate for labor work. All these farmers borrow money and are in debt. They have to eat after all. I was also like this. I used to only have one rain fed crop per year on my land. My father had only planted ragi on the land, and so I did the same. But it was not enough. To put food in my children's bellies, I migrated for labor work. When I spent months in Kerala working in pineapple farms, I missed my children growing up. I missed my brother's marriage. My mother was ill and died before I could take her for treatment. But all of this has changed since I started the Adarsh Bagicha way of farming on my land. So, what is the Adarsh Bagicha way of farming? First of all, I chose 1 acre of my land for the Adarsh Bagicha. I used the most unproductive and sloping piece of land that my family had for this. Second, I made a stone wall around this 1 acre land to keep my soil in and other people's animals out. Some of my friends dug a peripheral trench and made a fence. All of us have planted 140 saplings all along the edges of the boundary to further keep animals away and reduce wind erosion. Next, my family and I dug counter trenches. These trenches are useful for water harvesting, prevention of soil erosion, and can also be used as a compost pit for composting of manure. Each trench can save up to 700 liters of water each monsoon. Now my plot was divided into 3 sections. The section of the slope is reserved for forest trees, the middle portion for fruit trees, and the lower segment for growing vegetables and millets. In the first year, I planted 126 silver oak and local forest trees saplings in the top section. In the middle section, I planted 52 fruit trees saplings such as mango, guava, lychee, papaya, lemon, banana, chiku, and pomegranate. In the lowest section, I planted different kinds of vegetables such as tomatoes, brinjal, chilies, beans, pumpkins, and different gourds, as well as the local millet we call ragi. Once the above major planting was done, I started giving organic bio inputs to the trees and plants. I made a liquid biofertilizer called Jiva Pani from cow dung and urine which came from my 2 cows and locally available leaves which I gathered. I also used a fish tonic which I made from fish waste and jaggery. I didn't have to invest in any cash inputs for my farm as these are all readily available with me. Now look what happens over the years. Each year I added more variety to my plot with new companion plants like beans and chilies growing between the saplings and planting spices like ginger and haldi which have brought income to my family. Instead of harvesting pineapple in Kerala, I was planting it on my own field and feeding my children with the fruit in the third year. In the fourth year, I started growing pepper vines to grow up the silver oak trees and planted coffee bushes in their shade. Now look after 7 years, see the growth in my plot. The trees are dense, tall and the fruit trees have started yielding fruits as well. My daughters are very fond of the mangoes and other fruits. I have not migrated for years because I am very busy looking after all the different crops I grow on my Adarsh Bagicha plot. You can compare my farm to the neighboring farm where he is still practicing seasonal monocropping and see how barren the land is. But since I tried out the Adarsh Bagicha model, it has given me such a pleasure to live and work in my own farm with dignity. My family is happy that I am here for them, and they have enjoyed eating a wide variety of healthy, homegrown foods. I'm glad that I'm with them for all our festivals and social functions too. I have worked hard on my farm to get this far, but it is worth the effort. The soil is now rich and moist. The trees give shade and fruits. The vegetables are plentiful and varied. Everything is organic and healthy. Crops my family does not eat goes to the market and provide cash. And everything is for the long term. My pepper plants will live for 50 years and will be providing valuable income for my grandchildren as well. Conclusion. So friends, why don't you follow my example? My land used to be like a desert. Now it is a beautiful garden. Your land, no matter how steep and barren it may be, can also be changed into an Adarsh Bagicha. Thank you.